Good morning and welcome to the first of the Facebook Lives in 2019. So we're just making sure all the technology is working while people come and join us. We're here, we're started. The technology seems to be on, which is always a good sign. It's 6:30 in the morning on January the 7th, 2019. And welcome to the first viewer. Thank you very much for joining us here this early in the morning. We are really excited. I'm really excited about this because last year we did Facebook Lives every week. We did them at Wednesday at 12:30, and this year we're changing the tune completely. We're changing the style and the approach. Why? Okay, good question. So this year, what I'm trying to do is actually help businesses go through a year of transformation in their business. So really pick ideas every month to help them put the necessary foundations in their business so that their business can produce the results they want them to produce in 2019. So congratulations for being here, for joining it. You might be seeing this live at 6:30 in the morning, which is when they do go out every Monday. And then they are posted afterwards in my Facebook group, From Survival to Successful Entrepreneurs, and also in my LinkedIn group, Nice Leadership. And those two groups you can join in the different areas, but depending whether you like Facebook or LinkedIn, that's up to you. But the reason they're live here at 6:30 in the morning on a Monday is because Monday morning is the start of the week. It's the time when you're putting your thinking together for the week. And my aim is that you get here, you've got some challenges for the week, and then over the next 3 weeks, the following 3 Mondays, we're going to follow up the information from this week. We're going to go deeper into different areas so that every month you address a different set of challenges for your business. And over the year, we're going to cover the whole business conversation to figure out how you can become the most effective leader you can be in your business to drive the results you want to have in your business. Now, why would you want to get involved in a program like this on a Monday morning at 6:30? Well, Newton's first law of physics is one of those simple places to start. If you have an object sitting there and there is no external force on it, it will not move. It will stay exactly where it is. So if you want your business to move, you need to have some external force to help it move. Now, that external force doesn't have to be very expensive. This is a free series. Every Monday you can get this series absolutely free. But the thing is, if you don't allow other input into yourself, into your mind, into your thinking, then your thinking is going to stay exactly the same as it always has been. And the definition of insanity is that you keep doing the same things over and over again, each time wanting a different result. Now, I've never actually met a business owner who wanted the same result in the new year as they had just had the previous year. They always want to have something different. They want to grow their business. They want to improve it in some way. And if you want to improve your business, you have to do something different. Even if you want to maintain your business, you have to do something different because this year, the situations, the challenges, the circumstances are going to be different from last year. And this year, we know there's that horrible debate of Brexit, which has just restarted on the political thing, but that is going to make things change in our business. We don't know how much change it's going to have on us, but it is going to change businesses in the UK. And I think if we think it's not, we've got our head in the sand. But the changes may be subtle, they may be difficult, they may be important. We don't know yet because we don't know what that involves. So there's a huge uncertainty out there. There's a lot of doubt because people tried things last year and they didn't work. So there's doubt whether or not those new ideas are going to work. And then there's just good old-fashioned fear. So those 3 things are sitting there running around in our heads, and what we need to do is put some new thinking into our heads to really start to challenge our previous year's thinking to come up with new ideas to do something different. So what does it mean to do something different? Well, action, yes, we need to take different actions. You need to do different things. But the most important thing is you operate in an environment in your business. Your business is an environment. And if the environment doesn't change, doesn't matter how many new actions you put into that environment, basically you're going to get the same result because the environment is going to control the outcome, not the actions. Your environment, your business environment, the business environment you work in, and hopefully if you work with other people, they work in as well, those people are affected by the environment that they work in more than anything else. So really, we've got to make sure that we work on the environment and then bring in the new actions into that environment. And if we get the environment bit right, when we put those new actions in, then they're going to be going in the direction that environment is designed to take your business in. And so every year, the business environment that you work in has to change to match the environment that your business sits in, which is the economy. And the British economy has gone through massive changes in the last 18 months, 12 months, 10 years. And it's changing all the time. It's changing because of technology. It's changing because of customer behaviour. It's changing because of government policy, can we call it that? Or government interference, or whatever you'd like to call it. But the environment around you is changing the whole time. If we look at the high street, there's panic about the high street. The high street is dying. But actually, if you look at the high street, there are new shops appearing on the high street the whole time. Old shops that haven't changed are disappearing, but new shops with new ideas, new concepts, new ways of integrating online and offline are succeeding. Different businesses are coming up. We live in a gig economy now, where an individual can work for lots of people all around the world, delivering great service, great value, and making a lot of money from their own home. That didn't exist 20 years ago. It didn't exist really 10 years ago. So the market, the world is changing rapidly, and therefore your business environment has to be able to adapt to cope with the wider environment that you work in. So what do I mean by environment? Well, environment is the biggest challenge for environment is your mindset. How you think, what goes on in your head, the approach you have to your business is the most vital part of your business environment. The second part of it is the physical element of the environment, your behaviour, the systems and processes you have, the physical elements, the bricks and mortar, the machinery, the equipment, the language you use. All of that is part of the physical part of your environment. And then the final part are what I call the business foundations. And the 4 foundations are your purpose, your vision and your values, because that really sets the direction your business is going in. The behaviour that you want the people, you and your people, to use and have in that business to deliver that purpose, vision and values. The customer experience you want to deliver to your customer, because if you get that bit wrong, your customers don't come back. So the customer experience has to be designed to deliver the transformation that your purpose, vision, values is all about. And finally, it's the leadership that you have, which is all about your certainty, your clarity and your confidence and your ability to build relationships with your people, the leadership to hold all that together and take it forward consistently. So environment is mindset, the physical elements, and those 4 foundations. And what I want to do over the next 12 months is take you through all of the foundations and all of the physical and the mindset issues that impact you in your business. And I'm going to do it in some sort of logical order as we go forward. When I go on holiday, I will have recorded these videos so they'll appear at 6:30 on the Monday mornings. And each month, we're going to have a topic, and that topic is then going to be followed through in that month, and then we'll have a wrap up at the end of the month, and the second month we'll start with a new topic. So the topic for this week is really the starting point. This is the starting point of the Transform Your Business series. What we're doing this week is putting in the bedrock, the real bottom bit of the foundations, which is really asking some core questions about your business and what it does and who's it for. And the 3 core questions are this. Who is your business for? Now, that's a very trivial question at one level, but when you start to dig into that deeply, what that means is really understanding who your customer is and really getting to know their problems, their needs, their desires, their aspirations, their pain points, their challenges, their emotional state. And most of the time we look at customers at a very trivial level. We don't really get to understand what's going on in their head. And that is really vital. You know, what is it that they go to bed with at night? What is it that keeps them awake at night? What do they dream about? And if you understand that about your customer, then you can answer the next question, which is, what does your business do for them? What transformation does your business deliver to your customer? What do I mean by that? Well, the transformation you deliver is the change that it makes in that person's life, hopefully beneficially, but the change that it makes. What does it make them feel? They feel something before they've experienced your products and services, and they feel something after they've experienced your products and services. What things do you enable in their life? What things do you disable in their life? What things do you prevent happening to them? What things do you allow to happen to them? It's because your products and services are going to change the way that person lives their life in some shape, one or form or other. And transformation isn't really a one-off thing. In business terms, the transformation can be transactional, which is it's just one-off thing, it happens, so buying a product, or it could be transformative. So it could be a long-term relationship you have with that person, and over that period of time, you're going to take them on a journey, a transformative journey from one place to another. My work with clients is often transformative because it's never just a one-off thing. It's a long-term relationship. Could be from 3 months, could be to longer than a year. So what does your business do for your customers? And then there's a third question, which is equally important, which is, why are you doing it? Why are you doing your business? Business is not easy. Let's face it, doing a business, growing a business, building a business is not easy. There's lots of challenges. There's going to be times when you're feeling really down about it. There's times when you're feeling really excited about it. That's what business is about. It goes all over the place. It's never a straight line. In fact, somebody once said to me, they drew a sort of a child's squiggle all over the page and says, that's the direction my business is going in. Because business does go up and down and round about and all up and down and all over the place. So what is it that's going to hold you and keep you engaged, motivated, inspired in your business? That's really understanding why you're doing it. What are you doing it for? Because your business is designed, or should be designed, to deliver you some particular outcome that you want in your life. It may be money. Of course, there's going to be money in there somewhere, because if you're making money, that enables you to live a certain lifestyle. But it's about your lifestyle as well. It may serve a cause that you're passionate about, and hopefully something in your business serves your personal purpose. If it doesn't, then it's something distant. It's over there somewhere. You're not really connected with it. And finally, pardon me, this cough's been over Christmas, it hasn't quite gone yet. And finally, really understanding the benefit that your business is designed to give you. How does it make you feel? That doing your business well gives you a satisfaction and something back emotionally. That's important for you. Now, if you're really clear about those three things, what it's for, who it's for, what it does, and why you're doing it, then you can start to really think about your business in a very clear way and start to design the environment to deliver those things. Now, as usual, I have my notes beneath me, so if I do look down, don't worry, I'm not gazing off somewhere. I structure these conversations in a particular way, as we did last year, and I have my notes beneath the camera, so I just look down occasionally to check where I'm going next. So, transformation is a really interesting process because a lot of people think about transformation as a one-off event. It happens and then you move on to something else. But that really is a transactional way of looking at transformation. Real transformation as a process, or being transformative in your business, is something which is all about a way of being. It's not a one-off event. It's a continuous way of learning. It's a continuous way of improving, a continuous way of growing. But what's really important is that we set goals that take us on a journey. Now, goals can be misunderstood sometimes, but for me, a transformative goal is something that you put out there that's really big, hairy, what do they call it? Not ask goals, but big, hairy, audacious goals are transformative goals because they're so far in the future, they're so big that actually the chance of you ever completely achieving them are unrealistic. But it's the direction that you have to go to get there that enables you to become transformative. So a transformative goal is something that is really huge, but it designs the direction that your business is going in. It helps you define the path you want to follow because there is the big, hairy ask goal up there for you to go and get. So what does that mean? Well, if you look at a goal for me isn't just how much money you're going to make. That's fine. It's part of the goal. You can have that as a sub-goal, as part of your big, hairy ask goal. But the thing that really is important for me is, what's the thing that you get out of bed for? What's your purpose? What drives you? What makes you want to go in this direction? What's the thing you're trying to do? And as you develop that idea, and by the way, it doesn't have to be here right now. You don't have to have that in place right now, but it's something you need to start thinking about. Because if you're just doing your business for a short-term goal, that's going to have a short-term pull on you. If it's a really big goal that's powerful and strong, that's the one that's going to help you get out of bed in the morning, help you make difficult decisions. Now, some of you do know that last year I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And the problem for me was I really had prostate cancer 2 times before, and I'd almost treated it a bit trivially. But this time it was really serious, and I had to go and have surgery and have my prostate removed. And I phoned a friend, Patrick Holford, who's a really good friend of mine. He's a top nutritionist. He's written loads of books. I think there's about 20 books of his on sale on Amazon right now. And the book I read that was really important was Say No to Cancer. And I had a call with him, and we phoned up because we've known each other since we were knee-high to a grasshopper. And he called me back, and he told me this little story. And in telling of the story, he suddenly made me realise that, like I was saying to you earlier just now, the whole thing about environment. He was telling me a story about environment in relationship to cancer. Now, environment for business and environment to cancer is all the same. Graham, good morning. 6:30 in the morning. Yes, welcome, you're up. You joined us a little bit late, but you'll be able to see the recording later on. We've moved on to the environment piece now and goal setting, so this will be good for you too. So what Patrick told me was, if I didn't basically change my environment, what I was doing was supporting cancer in my body. I needed to change my environment so that cancer wasn't supported in my body. Now, suddenly I was listening, all bells going, because I've been talking about the business environment and the working environment for years. So he's suddenly talking my language. And I listened really hard, and what he taught me was that, yes, do you know what? You can change the environment, and by changing the environment, you can encourage good things to happen and suppress bad things to happen. And suppressing the bad thing for me was actually suppressing the growth of cancer cells. And so I took that action to change my environment. Now, my prostate cancer was very aggressive. It was a 9 on the Gleason score. And my consultant told me when we went to get the results that he'd expected my PSA score, which is the prostate specific antigen score, which is how they measure the cancer effect of prostate cancer. He expected it to be above 1, which would have meant I'd have required additional treatments, radiotherapy or chemotherapy. But I think it's radiotherapy specifically. But my score, after following Patrick's dart, post-surgery, because pre-surgery it had been up around 10, post-surgery, you really expect it to go down, and it did go down. It was 0.04, and my consultant was so pleased because he'd been terrified when he'd opened the results because he thought it was going to be above 1. And the reason it was below 0.04, was because I'd taken the action to change the environment, my diet specifically. Now, I was a fantastic meat eater, and I went from being a massive meat eater to becoming basically a pescatarian, egg-eating vegan. I know that sounds a bit odd, but basically vegan diet with pescatarian fish and eggs. And that's what I've been eating mostly since then. Now, over Christmas, yes, we had a bit of turkey, but it was organic turkey. And the reason you're eating meat is because of the hormones you get in meat can also stimulate cancer growth. So that purpose of living, of being alive, of beating cancer was so strong, I was able to change my behaviour dramatically. And with the support of my wife, Wendy, we totally changed our diet. Our kids have all been involved in it as well. And we have actually managed to get the body to a point where cancer is not welcome here anymore, which is a really good thing. So we continue that journey. Now, having a really clear purpose requires some sort of motivation, requires some sort of thing that you are passionate enough about that you're going to push through the hard times, that you're going to push through the times when it's difficult, because life will keep throwing stuff at you. Now, I love food, so now I focus on food in a different way. I've changed my behaviour, I've changed my mindset, and because of that, I've changed the physical part of my environment, and because of that, we got the result we want. So actually having a clear purpose of something you want to do is really vital, but it won't necessarily come overnight. But you can start to think about it by answering those questions: who's it for, what it does, why you're doing it, and then start to think about your purpose, your vision, your values for your business. Because when you get those 3 elements right, you can start to build the right environment for your business to succeed. But there's another question you need to answer, and that is, what sort of business are you building? Because there are lots of different types of business out there. Many solopreneurs just want to keep a lifestyle business. They're not looking to grow something big. They just want a lifestyle business that they can get some money from, feel they're delivering something on their purpose, have enjoyment and engagement with. But other people want to build a business for a different reason, and then we want to build a business to sell later on. So what is your exit strategy? Is your business a business that you just want to run while you're living and then stop when you eventually exit, because we all do, retire or other reasons? Or is your business something you want to build and then pass on? Or is it something you want to build and leave as a legacy to somebody? Or is it to hand to people, or is it to sell? There are lots of different reasons for having a business, but you need to be clear what your exit strategy is. So ask yourself this question: what do I want to do with my business when I stop working in it? Now, if that is, well, I haven't thought about that, now's a great time to do it, because you can change your business in about 18 months to be any particular route you want to go. If you want to sell it, it takes about 18 months to 2 years to get a small business ready to sell. If it's a larger business, it takes a bit longer. But really, understanding that means you build a bit different type of business. You put different physical structures into your business. The systems and processes you need for a business that you're going to sell is much different to the systems and processes of a lifestyle business. Because if you're going to sell a business, your business has to be able to effectively operate without you, because you're going to pass it on. So you need management structures in there. You need systems and processes that support the business so that you don't have to be there to run it, because then you have a saleable asset. You have something that has inherent value in itself. But we all come across the things that get in the way, the barriers, the fears, the doubts and the worries. And the first one of those is fear, I think, because fear is false evidence appearing real. This is stuff that may happen. This is stuff that you might have evidence about potentially happening in the future. The other one is imposter syndrome. This is the idea is, are you good enough? Well, that is also a real thing about, are you good enough in the future? It's doubts and worries about yourself that come from not being clear about what your business is doing, who's it for, your purpose, vision, values. When you get clear on those sort of things, the imposter syndrome disappears. And also, what will people think of you? Now, none of this stuff has happened yet, but it's amazing how those worries, those fears, those doubts really impact our performance. And when we get stuck with fear or imposter syndrome or thinking about what other people think about us, we can get frozen. We stop moving forward. And it really takes a big nudge to get you back into action. So by having these simple questions answered at the beginning of the year, who's it for, what it does, why you're doing it, what sort of business are you running, and really understanding your purpose, vision and values means that when you have those doubts, you have something that you can get back to. And there's a couple of traps I just want to point out in the end of today's session that I really want you to avoid. And these traps, we can all fall into these at any time. And the first one is, because we're not clear about what we're doing and why we're doing it, we try and copy someone else. We go, oh, he's doing that, I'll go and do that as well. Restaurants do it all the time and get it wrong all the time. But businesses do this and get it wrong, because what they do is they copy somebody's front stage. They copy what they can see on their front stage, but they don't understand what's going on backstage. Because actually what's going on backstage enables that business to deliver its front stage. And if you just copy its front stage with your backstage, guess what? It's not going to work. Their front stage is supported by their business environment. Your business environment will not support their front stage. You've got to come up with something yourself. So getting back to clarity about what you're doing it for, why you're doing it, who you're doing it to, is really important. And then you can be authentically you. The second trap is choosing the easy path. Now, I think in the last, probably since 2006, we've seen a massive growth of digital marketing. We've seen some businesses grow huge in that arena. We've seen people using the internet. We've seen people doing X, Y, and Z, and they've grown their businesses massively. And everyone's gone along going, oh, I want to do that. I'll follow what they did. I'll go and take the path. I'll just learn that course and that'll work, without thinking about the hard bit that goes with that. Because all those people that succeeded had a lot of failures before they got there. They bumped into a lot of brick walls. They had a lot of problems and challenges they had to overcome. There is no easy path. The only way to get your business to work well is to work hard. Hard work is part of the process. So don't avoid the challenges, take them on. Don't look away from the tough stuff, take the tough stuff on. Really make sure that if you see a problem, don't turn away from it, run towards it. Dig around, get to the bottom of it, sort it out. Don't take the easy path. This is going, bury your head in the sand, just, oh, it'll sort itself out later. It won't. The other trap is, and this I hear from so many businesses, small and sometimes quite large businesses, is that, no, our business is so dynamic, we can't plan very far ahead because, we just need to be, we need to work with it on the moment. We've got to be in the moment. And they get this whole thing about being in the moment totally wrong, because being in the moment is being aware of what's happening around you. It doesn't mean don't have a plan. You have to have a plan. And a good plan is a year plan, a quarter plan, a month plan, and a week plan for every major goal you've got. Because that means that you are then taking action every week, every month, every quarter towards your annual goal. That means you have clarity. You have clarity and certainty about what you're doing, when you're doing it, and how you're doing it. So I've worked out my plan for the year. I've worked out the plan for the Facebook Lives we're going to be doing every month and every Monday. I've worked out my plan for my book, which I'm writing 1,000 words a day. I've worked out my plan for the courses I'm running. I'm organising the speaking gigs I'm doing. We're working out our plan for our business properties and our strategy for that. We have a plan so that we know what we're doing and when we're going to do it. And by the way, that means then you can plan holidays, breaks, opportunities to go and do different things to give yourself that ability to rest and refresh. And if you set those goals, you'll be amazed that you don't suddenly end up doing this thing called random. Do you ever wake up on a Monday morning going, what am I going to do this week? And make it up as you go along? Because if that's you, you really need to start planning. And the final trap is being in a rush. Because we get so tied up with doing the next thing, doing the next thing, doing the next thing. We do not stop and appreciate what we just achieved. I caught myself in that the other day. I got a speaking gig, a really good speaking gig in March, and I was really proud about it and just got on straight away. And I didn't stop and say, hey, good job. The actions I took had got me the result I wanted. So you've got to actually celebrate your wins and make sure that you understand what you've achieved, what you've done, and then move on. That is part of the feedback loop to make you feel good about yourself and about your business. So that's the starting point. Really, welcome to the program. Remember, every Monday morning at 6:30 a.m, I'll be here live. If I'm on holiday, it'll be recorded, but it'll be here every Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. And through the year, the Transformative Business series is going to take you through the steps to build your business, to transform your business from where it is today to where you want it to be. Now, you could be a solopreneur, you could be working with up to, 20, 30 people. This is for you. It's definitely here to help you put the nuts and bolts together in your business in such a way that your business environment supports the results you want to achieve. Now, there's a couple of resources available, so if you haven't joined my Facebook group From Survival to Success, please go and join that. There's a link to it on my Facebook page. In there, you'll find a resource, which is the workbook, if you like, or worksheets to go with today's Facebook Live. So you can download that and you can print that off, and then you can answer those questions to help you develop some of these ideas. And every week there'll be a resource available at the end of the presentation for you to work on during that week, and the following week we'll pick that up and we'll be moving forward as we go through the whole year, and everything will lead into the next thing. And if you miss one, you can always go back and check it out in the Facebook group or in the LinkedIn group, which is called Nice Leadership. So depending if you like Facebook or LinkedIn, you can go to other. I record this on Facebook because this is the only place you can do Facebook Lives at the minute. So and the other thing is, if you're now going, oh my God, Adrian, I don't know what to do, that's too much information, then why not book a call with me? Also, on my Facebook page, you'll see a book a call icon at the top, a button at the top, which will help you book a business breakthrough call with me. It's 45 minutes, it costs £45. You can book that at any time you want, and you go into a booking process. It asks you some questions to fill out to confirm your booking, and then you choose a time for that call to happen. Next week, we're looking at getting some of this purpose, vision, values, and how we get that effectively to help support people in our business and support the people around us. Because none of us are doing a business on our own. if we're talking about our business, we've got to be able to convey the purpose, the why of our business to other people. So next week, we're going to be looking at that. So is there any more questions? Please pop those in the box right now. That'd be great, and I'll come back to you and answer them. Even if I haven't answered them live, I'll get back to you and answer those questions later on. But also, remember, this recording will stay on here for a little bit, but then the recordings will be available only in the Facebook group, From Survival to Success for Entrepreneurs, or in the LinkedIn group, Nice Leadership. So thank you for joining me today at 6:30 a.m. We've started 2019. This is Transform Your Business Series 2019, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.